Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Coffee and Crypto Morning Live Stream. I am your host, Jeb. Hey, guys, what's going on? Jeb here. And in today's live stream, we are going to be talking about Bitcoin, and we are going to be talking about where Bitcoin may be heading over the next couple of weeks. Guys, myself and Tim, who I'm joined by. Tim, would you like to say hello?
What's up, everybody?
And I'm also joined by Smay, who is our producer.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Smay has the most janky setup right now. You guys know that we have the weirdest little studio in here. It's great. Anyway, what I was saying is that we are going to be doing some Bitcoin technical analysis in today's live stream. We're going to be talking about the difference between technicals and fundamentals in this live stream, and we're going to show you the keys to the castle, the secrets for how you can actually predict the future on Bitcoin. It's something we talk about quite a lot here. You may have heard us talk about it. It's called technical analysis. We're going to be diving into all of that and more in today's live stream. Apologies for missing yesterday. In case you guys didn't know, which I don't know why they would know, so I'm just telling you.
Yeah, they wouldn't know.
The second week of every single month on Wednesday, I will be missing the video because I have a 7-hour meeting on that day once a month. We should have made that clear. We do apologize. We will not be missing any other days for the remainder of this week or moving on into next week. A video will be going out later, so make sure you subscribe for that. We're going to give a couple of minutes to let everybody join on in, and then we're going to start off the stream with our blank to bank on the top 5 cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin, because we're going to go into more detail on it a little bit later. How have things been going, Tim? I heard there were some fires in the office yesterday. You want to tell people about that a little bit?
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so we had a full... We knew Jeb was going to be out, so we had a full plan on what we were going to get done with the office to make sure that everything is exactly how we want it to be today. Actually, I think we're actually doing really well. But in case you guys are looking at this and you notice the coloring of my camera is a little different, it's because this is a brand new camera. Like yesterday, we had a camera go down.
Yep.
The USB port completely broke, so we're getting it fixed. But I do want to take a second to shout out. So Greenhouse Church here in Gainesville.
Shout out to Greenhouse.
We reached out to them and asked if we could rent a camera for the next couple of days until we get ours fixed, and they actually gave us this camera to use for free for the next week. So if you guys want to check out a really, really, really cool church, they have videos online. You can look up Greenhouse Church. What is their email? Not their email.
Greenhousechurch.org,
website,
I believe.
Greenhousechurch.org.
I will check.
But yeah, go check them out. Check them out on YouTube. Check them out on social media. We are super grateful because we were kind of in a pinch. We were literally debating, like, are we going to have to go back to just a 2-camera look and take a step back in production? But they came in pretty darn clutch.
Yes, they did. Thank you so much to Greenhouse. That's our home church. Shout out to them. Shout out to the Blackmagic 6K that Tim's beautiful beard is being displayed all over the internet on right now.
I love that camera.
I love that camera too. We got to get ourselves a couple of Blackmagics. For any of our camera nerds, we're streaming on a Canon EOS R, which is what is looking at me right now. That's a Blackmagic. And Smay, actually, for anybody who has been on the channel for a while, you remember when I actually did my face reveal, I was using a Canon Rebel T7. By the way, we're about to jump into the content. We're just letting some people join on in. For the longest time, the camera that Smay is on right now, if you want to show them that camera, Smay, that camera is the one that we did all of our videos on. You can actually see the Blackmagic in the background of his shot.
I love this camera. This is a great camera,
You've
guys.
definitely got the producer look from that angle. They just rebuilt this whole set while I was gone yesterday, and it's turned out pretty well. Guys, we're going to go for another minute or so here, and I want to throw it back to Tim because he is salty about my prediction on Ethereum.
Yes, I am.
But my prediction was right. He's salty about it. So tell us about that.
Okay. So I want you guys to help me correct Jeb on this issue. Do you guys remember when Jeb said that? So my thing is Team Tim. I am the voice of the people.
Oh, God.
That is my thing. And Jeb chimed in that he is the voice of truth.
I am.
And he tried to debate me on this issue. First of all, you guys let us know. Truth is being correct, right?
Truth is being honest. There's a difference there.
Okay, so no, we evolved the argument into, okay, he said, I'm the voice of integrity. I'm going to say what I actually think. I'm not just going to say what people want me to say. You guys let us know. In case you didn't know, the prediction we had, Ethereum the other day was at 1818.
Yep.
My prediction was 1900. Smay claims, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Smay claims that he had already decided he wanted to go 1950.
I did. I literally did. It was in my head, and I made that decision.
All right, here's the thing. I'm okay with that. You say that, I believe you because I believe in your integrity. Then, Jeb.
Salt.
Voice of integrity says 1899.
Salt.
You tell me how integral that is. That is not integral one bit. That is the definition of dirty and cheap. Now, did you win today's competition because we're only at what, 18? Last time I checked, it was like 1814 or something like that.
1811.
1811. So yes, you win, but at what expense? You are no longer the voice of truth or voice of integrity.
Really quickly, guys, I want to read you the definition of integrity, and then we're going to jump into the content here. The quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. I do have integrity, and I am the voice of integrity. Why? Because my strong moral principle is to win. And I won, didn't I?
You know, you can also literally commit genocide to win things. So
we're on
what
stream.
I'm saying
we're going to
is,
get shut down with them using all those
man,
language.
you guys keep saying, okay, at the end of the day, that is not integral to be dirty. That is the absolute opposite of integral.
Team Jeb, join Team Jeb if you're thinking that Tim's saltiness is absolutely hilarious. I think it's funny. And I think you should grow up. Anyway, we're going to talk about some Bitcoin in today's live stream. But first and foremost, guys, we have to talk about our favorite altcoins. We are going to start off today's stream by doing our 2-minute technicals on the top 5 altcoins, excluding Bitcoin. The way that we start these streams, guys, is we go and we do basic technical analysis on the top 5 cryptocurrencies, except for the one we're going to talk about. We're going to be discussing Bitcoin in today's live stream, so we're going to do some very quick technical analysis on Ethereum, then on Binance, then on Cardano, then on Polkadot, just to catch everybody up, and then we're going to jump straight on to the Bitcoin TA and our discussion thereof. Guys, put 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to start here in just a second. Let me make sure I have everything. Looks like I'm on the right chart. Good deal. Give me 1 second. Who's got the timer? Tim, is that you or is that Smay?
I will get the timer set up.
You got the timer?
Yep.
Okay, guys. We're going to start TMT, 2MT, in 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, Ethereum is in a very important pattern right now. As you guys know, Ethereum pulled back all the way down to $1,294 on the 28th of February, and ever since then, over the last 11 days, Ethereum has been rallying. We rallied 45% in 10 days, setting a new resistance level of $1,878. By the way, I was right. Ethereum has now rejected from there and pulled back down to an important level of support that we can find here on the daily chart. It would be sitting at, on the hourly chart at $1,736. Right around there, you are going to find important support levels going all the way back in time. If you look at our chart, you can see resistance right here, support in these two areas, support right here. We saw resistance here, and we have now bounced as support there. Over the last several days, Ethereum has been trading sideways in what I would classify as a bull flag. You will notice that Ethereum has been slightly moving to the downside in a longer-term uptrend. This is not a bad thing. This is actually a sign of healthy consolidation and correction, and it does indicate that Ethereum is likely about to rally even higher, potentially back to all-time high in the next 7 days or so. We can also tell based on the daily chart that Ethereum will likely do this because, as you guys know, we did just see a bullish cross on Ethereum's MACD, and the RSI gives it room to run. And also, if we look at volume, volume is relatively low, but has a chance to bounce. Call it.
All right, we're at 112.
112. Gosh, I'm getting too fast at this. This isn't even funny. What the heck, guys? Blank-to-bank technical analysis on Ethereum is coming in a future stream. But there's our 2-minute technicals. Any questions on that, please drop them in chat right now. We're going to jump on to let's see, Binance Coin here in just a second. Any thoughts on all of that, guys? Anything that we see in chat?
No, at the moment, I don't see any questions necessarily on chat. I do know, okay, so obviously that was the coin we predicted, and this is going back to the saltiness. The truth is, I actually think Ethereum's growth was actually really, really beneficial to the coin. Like,
oh, yeah.
There was actually there's a part of me that was like, man, is Ethereum going to drop a little bit more? There's really just not a lot happening. And we've talked the last couple of days, you know, the Cardano versus Ethereum thought, you know, where should you be long-term versus short-term? We're looking at the fundamentals, which one is the better one to do right now versus long-term. We still don't know the full-out answer to this. I still kind of lean towards Cardano. But here's the thing, man. Ethereum, there's actually, I think, a very real fear that Ethereum would start to go down, 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 down. And the fact that it bounced back up and is staying at 1,800 and potentially could even go higher is actually very, very, very good for Ethereum. So I'm very happy with that. And even looking at the chart, what we were just looking at, that's a good chart at the moment. So whether the fundamentals are good or not, the chart, the technical analysis at the moment is actually very, very good. Yeah, guys, I think that's awesome to hear because Ethereum, as we've talked about in the last couple of live streams, by the way, if anyone just tuned in, the reason we weren't here yesterday is because I have literally an all-day meeting on the second Wednesday of every month.
It is our fault that we didn't update you guys and tell you about that. Our apologies. That will not happen again. As far as Ethereum, though, we've talked about in Monday and Tuesday's live streams the difference between Cardano and Ethereum and which one is the superior project. Those fundamentals are very important to our long-term investment in either coin. Ethereum, I want to make very clear, is not a bad project. It is not a bad protocol. It is not the stance of this YouTube channel that Ethereum's a bad project. I'm invested heavily in Ethereum, and it is something that I'm betting on long-term. Ethereum does have big issues, however, that Cardano is seeking to solve. So when Ethereum rallies, we're all very happy about it, and we would like to see that continue. We're going to move on now to doing some blank-to-bank, 2-minute technicals on Binance Coin. We may be doing a stream on Binance in the near future. Tell us in the chat, drop a 1 in chat right now if you would like to see a dedicated live stream on Binance Coin. For anyone who just joined, the way that we do these live streams is we start off with the first 15 to 20 minutes doing 2-minute technicals, doing really fast, rapid-fire technical analysis on 4 different cryptocurrencies so that you guys are updated on what's going on in the cryptocurrency market. And then we're going to jump into the main segment of this live stream, which is Bitcoin and how you find the secret to long-term predictions and short-term predictions and gains on Bitcoin. But first, we need to go ahead and do some technical analysis on Binance. Put 2 minutes on the clock, and let's start in 3, 2, 1. Go. Binance Coin's all-time high is $350 right now, and if we look down here on the hourly chart, we will see that the current all-time high is sitting right around $30. Excuse me, not the current all-time high. The current level of resistance is sitting right around $300. We broke through it briefly, and we set a candlestick right up here. We are trading at $305, but the important thing to remember about levels of support and resistance is that they actually act more like zones. Even though Binance Coin is about $5 above $300, it's still getting trapped a little bit in that strong zone of resistance sitting right around that level. Looking back in history here, we can see that $300 is an important level for Binance Coin, and if we think about math psychology, of course $300 is going to be important because people like putting their trades at levels like that. We can also see, if we look here on the hourly chart, that Binance Coin was in a consolidation pattern, and we broke bullish out of it earlier today. You may have seen large rallies on Binance Coin as little as an hour ago. That is because of this breakout. This is one of the things we're talking about in today's live stream, is the importance of technical analysis. If you were watching the technical analysis, which is literally just putting a couple of lines on your chart, you would have been able to trade this breakout, which ended up being, let's see, an 11% rally. If you had been ready for that on a technical standpoint, you would have been able to make that trade. Looking at the daily chart, we can see an important formation here called a green-red-green formation. This is a very bullish sign on Binance, and based on its fundamentals, as well as the daily chart MACD cross we just witnessed, as well as RSI not being overextended, we have strong reason to believe that the long-term future for Binance is strong. We also have reason to believe that the short-term future for Binance is strong, and I could very well see an all-time high run again here in the next week or so. We're only $50 away from it. Be watching $300. If we see a lot of volume and a large breakout coming, there is a trade opportunity there. Again, drop a 1 in chat if you would like to see a dedicated live stream on Binance, its technicals, and its fundamentals. Call it.
149.
149. There we go. Looks like we managed to get 2-minute technicals. What's up, Tim?
Yeah, so we were actually talking about this morning. So Binance, a couple people, I know especially I responded to him in the chat, but Anthony was saying, don't talk about that coin. It's evil. We were talking about this morning. We actually we're going to learn more and more and more about the fundamentals. But I would love to see if you guys have questions in chat or explanations in chat as to why you guys love or hate Binance Coin.
Yeah.
Because what we were talking about is it's a currency like Bitcoin. It doesn't operate the same way as Cardano or Ethereum, obviously. So, like, what is its advantage? Because it's kind of rivaling Bitcoin, which is a very, very hard thing to rival. I think we talked about it's kind of like the equivalency of, don't get me wrong, I think people love Ram trucks, but Ram, the industry, like the corporation, is not rivaling Ford.
Right.
Ford clearly as a business is doing better. So, like, what is the long term? You guys help us find out what, like, and we're gonna do more research ourselves. But what is the long term advantage of Binance Coin, and where will it go? Because it's doing something right to be number 3. So that we can't just ignore that. We have to look at that. What do you think, Jeb? And you guys let us know in chat. What do you think?
Yeah, so guys, Binance Coin is a multi-billion-dollar cryptocurrency at this point. The exchange that Binance Coin is native to, Binance, is a multi-billion-dollar exchange founded and run by a guy named Changpeng Zhao. It is a great exchange. And by the way, if you're in the United States of America, the exchange that we recommend is actually Binance.us. They have a US version of their exchange. Binance is a great exchange. As far as the cryptocurrency is concerned, though, I want to hear your thoughts on what actually ended up driving Binance all the way to number 3. Why is Binance worth $45 billion, the cryptocurrency? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the chat. next to this video. We are going to move on really quickly to Cardano and then Polkadot, and then we're going to move into the main point of today's video, how you predict the future on Bitcoin and how you use technical analysis to your advantage. Tim, do you have anything to say on that?
Real quick before we move forward, it is awesome. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, but we have 560 people watching with only 79 likes.
Ooh.
We need those likes to come in so that more people get involved, so the show keeps going. Smash that like button
Let's
right
send
now.
those likes.
Subscribe. Move us forward. Let's go.
Let's send those likes to the moon and back, my friends. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. We live stream daily here, and we upload 7 videos a day. 7 videos a day. 7 videos a week. 7 videos a day would be a lot. I'd be sitting in here talking to this camera all day long. I'd probably go crazy. We do 7 videos a week here on the channel. If you are interested in learning more about how to become financially free through trading and investing in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, this is the channel for you. Join our community. Fastest growing community in crypto. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
It's great. I love our community. Join and help us get to 100K subs. We're working on it. Anyway, guys, we are going to go ahead and jump on to Cardano and do some very short 2-minute technicals on one of your favorite projects and one of our favorite projects here, Cardano. So let's go ahead and put 2 minutes on the clock and let's get started. Are you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Go. Guys, Cardano has an all-time high figure of $1.48 that we set back on the 27th of February. And as you can see, there is an important level of resistance sitting at $1.20 on Cardano that we managed to test and reject from as resistance yesterday. You'll notice this resistance level has tons of support touches back over here, a resistance touch right here, and we did double top and reject at it just recently. Cardano is being held below $1.20 as a lot of that hype that we saw earlier on in February is starting to die off. Cardano also sees a strong zone of support in between 97.5 cents and $1 flat. That is the floor for Cardano, meaning that we are sitting in between $1 and $1.20 right now, trying to figure out if we're going to rally and moonshot and go even higher, or if we're going to have a larger correction and pull back because perhaps Cardano's overextended. Tell us what you think about that in the comments below. On Cardano's longer-term charts, however, we can see that it has a very weak MACD. We have a very strong downtrend on our MACD as opposed to what we see on Bitcoin or on Ethereum. ADA, on the other hand, is very, very weak right now. ADA seems to be about 2 weeks behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum are moving into rallies right now, whereas 2 weeks ago they were in downtrends. Well, on the opposite, Cardano was in a rally 2 weeks ago and is now in a downtrend. A lot of that hype that was going into Cardano is now moving into Bitcoin and Ethereum, and they seem to be the ones driving this market. Where does Cardano go from here? Guys, it has lost its momentum. It is trading sideways right now. We need some hype to come back to Cardano, and if it doesn't come back to Cardano, don't expect Cardano to go on a giant rally right now. It needs the kind of hype that is starting to move back into Ethereum and Bitcoin. So if you're looking for a trade on Cardano, I wouldn't. I would, however, consider investing in it. If you're interested in more information on that, we did do a live stream on Cardano relatively recently, and I would love for you to go back and watch that because we have some great content over there. Call it
143.
143. Let's go, guys.
Beating the time.
Beating time. 2-minute technicals, guys. Tell us in chat. Give us a 1 in chat if you like the 2-minute technical segment. We're going to read chat here for just a second, and then we're going to move on to Polkadot and get started with the actual content, talking about Bitcoin and how we can predict whether or not and when Bitcoin may break all-time high. Look forward to that. Any good questions in chat? Anything that we can answer?
Looking here.
Let's see. If not, we are going to move straight on.
I think a couple people have resonated the thought that they think it might be overextended, and it looks like it potentially is.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is overextended coins does not mean it's not a good coin.
Oh, absolutely.
So just in case anyone was looking at that and saying like, oh, it's overextended, this is a failure. Like, no, like that happens to every single thing.
Yep. Cryptocurrencies get overextended all the time, guys. There's nothing to be concerned about when something like a Cardano is overextended and when it's in a downtrend. These things are very healthy. In the same way out in California, they wouldn't be having all of these forest fires if they had to let controlled burns burn off the underbrush and burn off the dead trees and whatnot. You have to have a controlled burn in a cryptocurrency market every once in a while. Shake out the weak hands, reset everything, build a strong foundation. That is simply what's going on with Cardano right now. Nothing to really be concerned about there. Guys, we're going to go ahead and move on to our Polkadot 2-minute technicals. And if you're interested in watching that, keep watching. I don't know where I was going with that. Either way, we're going to jump on over to the Polkadot chart, and we're going to do some technical analysis. So if you can put 2 minutes on the chart for me, we will go ahead and get started. Are we ready? That was a great answer.
Captain.
That was a great.
Captain.
Thank you. That was perfect.
I did this.
That was so awkward. That was amazing. Drop a like button for the level
Captain.
of awkwardness in this stream. It's fantastic.
Oof.
Anyway, guys, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Go. Guys, Polkadot is a great project, one that we have talked about quite a lot on the channel. Its fundamentals have a backing in trying to build something called the Internet 3.0. Polkadot is a decentralized application protocol, and that decentralized application protocol is set to reinvigorate how the internet is set up through a lot of privacy changes and blockchain development. Looking at a chart here down on the 4-hourly chart, you will notice that Polkadot was in a long-term symmetrical triangle pattern with support levels right there and resistance levels right there. Luckily for everybody holding Polkadot, we did break bullish above our downtrending level of resistance just a couple of days ago, pulled back and tested it as now support, so we can go ahead and change this level to blue for support. Polkadot has now rallied back up to $39, which means it has set a higher high above its previous high and means that it is in a strong uptrend that may be bringing it back to $42, its current all-time high. Polkadot has strong fundamentals, so it would make sense that it would do that. Looking out on the daily chart, we can see that the MACD, similar to Cardano, is in a downtrend right now, but it is converging on itself. Guys, remember, MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. In the same way we've just seen a bullish cross on MACD over on Bitcoin and Ethereum, we may be about to see the exact same thing happen to Polkadot. Right now, Polkadot is converging on itself. If a bullish MACD cross came in, it would be incredibly beneficial for this market. RSI is sitting around 62. Nothing to be concerned about there. That is healthy prime territory for an uptrend. And we can also see a green-red-green formation, the likes of which we saw on, I believe, Cardano a little while ago. This is a strong bullish signal. And another thing I want to point out is down on the 4-hourly chart. Right now, what Polkadot is in, this little downtrend over the last 2 days, is actually just a bull flag in a longer-term uptrend, which indicates that this market is going to continue rallying higher. I would look for a trade entry above $40. If you rally to $40, we're likely going to rally all the way back to all-time high at $42.50. Call it.
Boom, 150.
150.
You know, Jeb, a lot of people are commenting, you sound like you could potentially have a career in rapping. What do you think about that?
Some limited you some I'm human. What I gotta do to get Ethereum superhuman, innovative, and forever waiting for the day that Hayes said.
I was gonna say,
I probably could.
For those who don't know, Jeb and I actually live together, and
yes,
and I get to hear him rap all the time,
and it's bad.
He knows the lyrics to the most obscurely. I don't even want to say weird because I'm not gonna call the song weird. I've just never heard of the song before, and yet he knows literally word for word.
He's talking about The Ultimate Showdown. Anybody who knows the song The Ultimate Showdown, tell us in the chat, because somehow these two millennials didn't know what The Ultimate Showdown was.
I'm not a millennial, Gen Z.
Actually, yeah, that's right. Smay and I are Gen Z. Tim's over the hill. He's a millennial.
Why don't you go ahead and perform it for everybody today? Perform the Ultimate Showdown.
Oh my gosh.
No.
I think that's gonna have to be a dedicated video.
I'll tell you what, if we get to,
what I was gonna say,
if we get to 500 likes
I will sing the Ultimate Showdown.
I will give us to 10:05. If at 10:05 we have gotten to 500 likes, Jeb will do that. Okay, that's our goal.
Jeb will sing the Ultimate Showdown.
Also, if we get to 1,000 likes for the end of this stream,
I will sing the Element song by Tom Lehrer.
Even better. We have a production team lunch today that the question is, would that be paid for by the company or would it be paid individually?
Oh my god.
That will be a company paid lunch if we get to 1,000 likes.
Oh no.
So
hit the like, guys.
Hit the like button. Smay wants free lunch.
If you care about our production team,
Smay wants free lunch.
That like.
Smay wants free lunch. Oh my gosh. Someone said congrats on your union, Jeb and Tim. That's show them your ring and you're married, and that's weird because we're ew.
Oh my god. No, we live in. It's actually pretty cool. We can send the videos of this. We live in a 4,000 square foot it's like a tri-dome house. It is super cool. Like we have our own little home gym there. Yep. It's just individually neither one of us could afford that by ourselves. So we live there, and it helps pay the bills until we grow larger. You know?
Yes.
Yep.
It's great. It's freaking awesome. Guys, we are going to jump on into our segment talking about Bitcoin, and we're going to talk about the tools and the skill sets and the mindsets you need to download into your brain so that you can predict where Bitcoin goes with as much accuracy as possible. It is our mission here as a YouTube channel to help you become financially free. The way we do that is through teaching you something called technical analysis on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency markets so that you can profitably trade and invest in those cryptocurrency markets. So I'm opening the floor in today's live stream, and we're going to talk about technical analysis why it's so important, the mindset behind it, the philosophy behind it, and the differences between fundamental and technical analysis, and why you understanding how to do technical analysis is of the utmost importance. We're also, of course, going to be doing technical analysis on Bitcoin. We're doing that in today's live stream, but if you want a shorter form clip of it, we're also going to be uploading a video on our channel today called Blank to Bank Technical Analysis on Bitcoin. The very first thing I want to touch on before we get into technical analysis on Bitcoin is Tim has a really great analogy that he wants to give to you considering what fundamental and technical analysis is. So Tim, if you would first like to explain to us what is fundamental analysis, then tell us what is technical analysis, and then go ahead and tell us how they are different and how they should be applied.
Well, I might not get into the exact every little detail of what is fundamental and what is all technical, but what I want to say is there's a lot of people out there, and we've talked about this in the last couple of streams, a lot of people operate, even in the stock market, a lot of people operate as if they're just going to make their trades based off of fundamentals, which is okay. What we're asking, though, is if people actually want to make a lot of money, if people actually want to do very well, you will take every advantage you can get. So what I equate this to is like going to Vegas to play cards. And fundamentals is like learning how to play the game. Let's take blackjack, for example. If you don't know the rules of blackjack, you might get lucky once in a while, but it's like literally 99.9% sure that you are not going to walk away with money if you don't know the rules of blackjack. So in crypto or in the stocks or whatever you're doing, learning the fundamentals of something is like learning the rules of how to play the game, right? Technical analysis, on the other hand, is like learning how to count the cards. Counting cards doesn't make you win 100% of the time, but it raises your ability and it raises the odds of you winning. So again, if you know how to count cards, but you don't know the rules of the game, you're not going to win. You do need to know how to play the game. You do need to know how to read the fundamentals. You do need to know what is happening with each coin or with each stock, whatever you're doing. However, if you're somebody who's been making a little bit of money because you know how to play the game, you know how to trade based off of fundamentals, and you want to up that, technical analysis is where the big boys go to learn that. That's, like I said, it is the equivalency of going to Vegas, knowing how to count cards. And the good news is you won't get thrown out and kicked out of trading because you know how to count the cards.
Yep. No, guys, the important thing to understand here is that fundamental analysis is understanding why the cryptocurrency has value in the first place. Why does Apple have value in the first place? Why does Amazon have value in the first place? Why should I invest in Tesla? Why should I invest in a Walmart? What is the fundamental intrinsic value of those companies? And then what you do is you'll take that fundamental analysis and you will ascertain, should I invest in this stock? Should I invest in this cryptocurrency long term because the project behind this cryptocurrency actually has value? That's fundamental value. It's looking at what problem, what pain point is this cryptocurrency or this company aiming to solve and achieve a solution to? What does the team behind this project look like? What does the regulation behind this project look like? What is the timeline on this project's development? What are the last 5 years of this project's history looking like? How much money does this company make in terms of stocks? In the same way, with cryptocurrencies, it's very important to understand the fundamentals of the Bitcoin blockchain, understand the fundamentals of the Bitcoin Lightning Network, understand what transactional throughput is, and understand how these things actually function and the issues and the problems that Bitcoin is trying to solve. For example, the reason that we invest in Bitcoin fundamentally is because it's decentralized, and because it's decentralized, that protects its limited supply. Back up. Why is that important? We've seen the federal government print trillions and trillions of dollars this year, and it has resulted in what we haven't seen yet, but what we are going to see in the next year or two is massive amounts of inflation on the US dollar. We would have already seen it, but every other country on the planet is printing their own money. So all of the ships are rising as the water rises, but all of them are rising. In this case, maybe we should say they're all sinking, and you just can't tell because everybody you're looking at is also sinking. The point is, inflation is a very bad thing, especially hyperinflation, for you because it devalues your currency and screws you over as far as your wealth in the long term, which is the main resource we have to worry about is wealth, money, power, and relationships. If you mess up any of those, it screws over your ability to fulfill your purpose here on Earth. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, is decentralized, meaning that it cannot be taken control of by the federal government, which backs up its limited supply. That's the fundamental reason Bitcoin has value. If you're investing in something and you can't break down into 2 sentences the fundamental reason why that project has value, you shouldn't be investing in it. That's fundamental analysis. It is absolutely critical and very important. However, on the other hand, you have something called technical analysis. Technical analysis is what we just did in our 2-minute technical segment on all of these different cryptocurrencies. That's where we read the chart and we try to ascertain where exactly is Bitcoin going, where exactly is Ethereum or a Polkadot or a Binance Coin or an ADA going over the next month, and can we predict with any amount of certainty where it's going to go so that we can make a profitable trade doing that. Smay, what do you think about that?
I was gonna say, guys, if you want to hear of a really, really bullish fundamental happening right now, they just passed in the House, now being signed to tomorrow, that they are passing the stimulus checks, guys. So it's happening. It's coming in the next couple of weeks. So we're gonna see a huge amount of buying pressure. A lot of people buying up cryptocurrencies, buying up stocks. A lot of the market's about to be very much inflated, and so I think that's going to be very interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah, and guys, that's the important thing that you have to be doing is you have to be paying attention to the fundamentals and understanding what do the fundamentals on a project say, how is that going to influence things. It's not just the chart, but the chart is incredibly important. Tim?
Yeah, so for those who are wondering in chat, we are about to jump into technical analysis. Some people are like, oh, why don't we get to the technical analysis? You know, there's only 660 people watching right now. We hope that number grows. I want you guys to know the reason why we want those likes, we want the people to see this, is we want to add value to as many people as possible. But that being said, what you guys are about to hear, and you're about to look at the technicals of Bitcoin, it changes the game. Like the reason we have the title the way we have the title, the thumbnail the way we have the thumbnail, is if you actually read the technical analysis, and if you learn how to break it down yourself, it will unlock the secrets of how to actually make it ahead. So we're going to move forward, and Jeb's about to break all that down and tell you what is happening, that if you don't know technical analysis, you would have no idea this is happening in Bitcoin. But if you learn how to read technical analysis, you'll be ahead of the game, and you'll make the play you need to make.
Yep, absolutely, guys. So on that note, let's go ahead and jump onto the Bitcoin chart and do some technical analysis on our favorite cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. This is what we are calling our blank to bank segment. I'm going to show you everything you need to know on Bitcoin, all the way from a blank chart. I'm going to walk you through all of the different steps that you need to take when you're doing technical analysis on Bitcoin, and then we're going to actually do the analysis portion of it and talk about where Bitcoin might be heading next. So if you'll follow me on over to the chart, let's go ahead and do just that. Guys, this is where we are starting. This is where we're going to be here in just a little bit. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently trading at $57,000, but first, we need to back up and go to a completely clean chart, and I want to show you how to actually get started. Give me a 1 in chat if you struggle sometimes because you're wondering, how do I actually get started doing analysis on a chart? I call it blank chart syndrome. You're just looking at this chart, and you're thinking, gee, I don't know what I need to do first. I don't know what I need to actually draw on my chart first. So let's go ahead and walk you through that. Starting out here on the daily chart, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to determine what our levels of support and resistance are. Obviously, guys, we have a strong level of resistance at our all-time high of $58,400, and we can also find that there is a strong level of support sitting down here at $43,000. The reason we know that is because Bitcoin pulled all the way back down here on the 28th of February and had a strong bounce. Notice this large green candlestick following this red candlestick. That is happening because we had a strong bounce. So those are the major levels of support and resistance on Bitcoin. If we zoom into the 4-hourly chart, though, we're also going to find several trend lines, and that's the next step of technical analysis, is finding our trend lines. You guys will be able to find, if you've gone through the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, someone just said in chat, by the way, that they just joined CT2A. Welcome to the Academy, my friend. If you look here, we have a high right here, a high right here, and then we tested this level as support right here. Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend, and it is evident because of that. If we look on the 4-hourly chart as well, we will find that there is an uptrending level of support right here. From here, we can ascertain that yes, Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend. Yes, there is potential for Bitcoin to rally all the way back up to all-time high relatively soon. We'll also be able to find that there is a downtrending level of resistance, now it's support, on Bitcoin that we broke bullish out of. Notice just a couple of days ago, we broke bullish here and rallied, and Bitcoin has rallied several percentage points ever since then, moving 11% in 3 days. Bitcoin is obviously very bullish right now, and breaking those trend lines is what allowed for that. Guys, you have to understand technical analysis, because when you break those trend lines are what are going to determine where Bitcoin is going to go next. By the way, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel. It's completely free, and we upload a ton of content here going over everything you need to know to do technical analysis on these markets. The next thing I want to show you is the MACD on Bitcoin. This is very important because when Bitcoin has a MACD cross right here, as we saw on the 9th of March, you will see that the MACD has crossed bullish, and that is very very bullish for the market, that is a very good thing for the market, because whenever we see MACD cross bullish in history, it generally leads to an uptrend on the market. Another thing to point out is that we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green candlesticks in a row. This is very important because the last time we've seen that number of green candlesticks in a row was back in mid-December. We haven't seen that happen in a very long time, and you only see that during strong uptrends. We haven't seen any kind of corrective movement in the last 7 days. We're very early on in this rally, so it's nothing to be concerned about, but it is a very bullish movement. Looking at RSI, we can also see we're only sitting at 68. We have plenty of room to run. There's nothing to be concerned about there. Looking at volume too, we can see that the volume has increased over the last 5 days. Don't worry about today because today is still open. That volume will go up. Volume is looking healthy, which is one of the things that you need to see in an uptrend, is you need to see healthy volume. On top of that, we can also see that the 20 daily exponential moving average is holding firm. We tested it as support and we have bounced from there. So guys, those are the technicals on Bitcoin. But remember, technical analysis is broken up into 2 different parts. You have the technicals and then you have the actual analysis portion. The analysis portion of our technical analysis is that Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend right now. It's being backed up by that moving average convergence divergence bullish cross. It's being backed up by the fact that RSI is sitting in healthy territory. We have plenty of room to move, and it's being backed up by that increased volume, and the volatility is moving up at the same time. These are all very good things for Bitcoin. We know the fundamentals are strong. We believe that Bitcoin is going to go to over $100,000 in the next 12 months, so we can confidently say that Bitcoin is going to rally to and break above the all-time high figure. There's our technical analysis, guys. We're going to continue diving into the Bitcoin technical analysis and discussing the importance of technical analysis, but I want to throw it back to chat really quickly. Any great questions you guys have, now is the time. Let's go ahead and answer some questions in chat. What do we got, guys?
So taking a step just from Bitcoin for just a second, because there are some Bitcoin questions. There, a couple people were asking if we can extend that 2-minute technical just to, first I'll slow down, but also maybe get a little more information. So we might start not putting the cap at 2 minutes. I jokingly said we might do a 3-minute segment. We'll probably still call it a 2-minute segment, but with the full expectation for you guys moving forward, they'll probably at least take 2 minutes and then hopefully not take too much longer.
Gotcha.
But no, we want to give you guys value just to let you guys know why we did the segments. And I know you guys love those segments, so we will continue to keep them in and make them better. It is to get you guys as much information as quickly as possible so the stream doesn't take 5 hours. As fun as that would be, I don't know if you guys have that time. We don't have that time. So we get the information out, and then we choose one coin to just really go deep on. Today, obviously, that's Bitcoin.
Yep.
Just wanted to answer that question for a couple people asking in chat so they know what to expect in the future.
Yep. Guys, any other questions in chat that you would like to drop, go ahead and leave them in there. I'm looking too. Let's see here.
We got one from Joe Clank.
Okay.
He's saying we're finding a lot of resistance at 57,000. So keeping that number in your head, could that be a support level in the future?
Yeah, so guys, if Bitcoin, I'll go ahead and jump back to the chart for this because that's a very good question. We're finding some resistance at 57,000. You can see on the hourly chart that Bitcoin is currently at the same level that it was at recently, $57,000. This is our current resistance level to beat. Notice how we rallied so very quickly up to $57,000. We went into a strong downtrend, but it wasn't anywhere near as strong as the bounce and rally. This is indicative that the bulls are stronger than the bears are, and indicative that in the next few hours, we very well may break $57,000 and rally all the way to all-time high. If we do indeed do that. Someone just asked, I believe it was Joe. What was the name?
I don't remember.
We're terrible with names. I'm sorry. Whoever just asked
I think Joe. Yeah, Joe.
Joe. What Joe just talked about is $57,000 becoming a potential level of support in the future. Guys, I believe that is true. If Bitcoin does break $58,000 and starts a new not a bull market, a new rally and breaks above 58K, this zone between 57,000 and 58,400 will likely become a strong zone of support in the exact same way that we have strong zoning of support at $41,000 and $42,000. I absolutely think that's true. If we see Bitcoin confidently break well above 57K, we're above it right now, but not really strongly above it right now. If we see that continue, we could see Bitcoin break $58,000, rally a lot higher, and use 57 to 58 as a zone of support. Absolutely good call there, my friend.
Yep. 2 questions out here. So the first one is somebody saying that other people are calling this a cup and handle
Yes. I'm actually glad they said that. A cup and handle formation. Let me go ahead and jump onto the chart. I completely forgot to mention that. That is something I want to talk about. Guys, what we are looking at right now on Bitcoin is very likely to turn into a cup and handle formation. Anyone who doesn't know what a cup and handle formation is, I would encourage you to look it up, but I'll go ahead and show you basically what it looks like. It looks a little bit something like this. Let's say you have an uptrending level of support right here, and then you have your market with a resistance level right here. What you'll see is the market will pull back to the downside, set this uptrend. It'll hit the resistance level. It'll double top, pull back a little bit, bounce, and break through. Well, what are we seeing happen right now, guys? Bitcoin is in a corrective movement from the downside. It was moving to the downside. It's now correcting back up to $58,000. We have a strong uptrending level of support. So if we see Bitcoin rally up close to $58,000 and we pull back and reject down to here, well, what does that look like? It looks like this cup and handle formation that we just drew right here. Absolutely great observation. Yes, this very well may turn into a cup and handle formation. And by the way, this has happened recently. We saw a cup and handle formation form over here. It's not the greatest looking cup and handle formation ever, but we did see something similar happen where Bitcoin rallied up, tested resistance, pulled back a little bit, and then bounced and rallied. It is something that is very much in the card. So if you see a small correction down to like $54,000, that's nothing to fret over. What you need to do is you need to go onto the 4-hourly chart and pay attention to this uptrending level of support right here and see if we're able to hold it. If we are able to hold it, then yeah, a break above $58,000 is likely to come in the relative near-term future. And guys, this is why we're talking about the secret to predicting the future on Bitcoin. The secret to predicting the future on Bitcoin is quite simply learning technical analysis. That's why we have an entire course teaching you everything that you need to know in the landscape of technical analysis. That's called the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, which you can find a link to down below. Learning technical analysis is the key that will unlock the gate that you need to open so that you can profit in cryptocurrency markets, because when you're able to predict with any amount of certainty above 50% what the market's going to do, if you make 1,000 trades and you're right 60% of the time, that's 100 trades that you're going to make right, and 400 trades, that's 600 trades you're going to make right, 400 you're going to make wrong. You're going to be in profit. If you increase the percentage of trades that you are making right through your technical analysis and your education in technical analysis, that is where you really start to unlock those crazy profit numbers that you see in cryptocurrency markets. And just by the way, if there's any doubt in your mind about whether or not it's possible, I know of people that have been working in the cryptocurrency market for a couple of years that will make one trade and make $100,000 in profit. And they didn't come into the market multi-millionaires. They didn't come into the market with $10 million. They started middle class, little bit of money, maybe a couple $1,000s to start up with, maybe even less than that. And through their education and technical analysis, they're making literal millions of dollars every single year because of their knowledge of trading. And that knowledge of trading is built on a backbone of a knowledge of technical analysis. It's so incredibly important. That's why we talk about it here every single day.
Yeah, that's so good. Everything you just said, I even want you to maybe take a second and slow it down just a little bit.
Sure.
For people who are really not, so some people in our chat are definitely, they've been around technical analysis. They've even gone through the course, the CT2A course, which is very, very helpful. But for people who have never done that, could you even go simplify the cup and the handle? Why is that so important to technical analysis? Why is that dictated? Because when we talk about the secret to unlocking what's happening in Bitcoin right now and knowing what's happening, it has to do with that form of technical analysis, correct?
Yes. So a cup and handle formation.
Cup and handle, that's right.
What you guys need to understand is the technical analysis is simply the reading of charts. So, and it's not the same thing as like reading of the tea leaves or reading of the palm. There's actual methodology behind it, and it actually does have an impact. Most traders in cryptocurrency markets do this thing called technical analysis. Technical analysis is it's a creative pursuit where you analyze what the market has done in the past and you use that to extrapolate what it might do in the future. So, jumping back to the live scene, I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. This cup and handle formation is simply one type of what we call chart formations. There are certain things that the market will do over and over and over again, and when the market does it, it tends to move into an uptrend. I'm going to scroll back and see if I can find a good example of a cup and handle formation. There's actually one right here. It's not the best looking cup and handle formation, but we'll use it. You can see that Bitcoin was using $3,000 as a level of support, pulled back, it bounced up and rallied to $3,000, then it had a small pullback, and then it moved to the upside. This is the type of formation that we're talking about, guys. A large part of technical analysis is looking back into the past, saying, oh, wow, I've seen the market do this before, and then that happened. It's the same thing when you're talking about reading people. Anybody in here, have you ever met someone and you're just thinking, oh my gosh, I have a weird feeling about that person. The reason that you have a weird feeling about that person is probably because you've met somebody before that carries a very similar personality trait that has led to a bad experience. In the same way, when you look at the cryptocurrency market and you look back into the past and you say, oh, wow, I've seen that happen before on Bitcoin. By the way, this is the reason long-term technical analysis and looking back into the past on Bitcoin is so important, because what technical analysis is looking at different chart formations, looking at different patterns that have happened in the history of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and saying, hey, I've seen this before. What happened last time? Well, cup and handle formations are just one of hundreds of formations. When you see a cup and handle formation, what it normally means is that you're normally about to break to the upside. It means you're normally about to break north. It means you're about to break bullish. So I can go into exactly what a cup and handle formation is, but the point is that it's a formation that is showing up on the chart right now, and when you see that formation show up, generally speaking, you're going to see a bullish breakout on it. That's what's important.
Yeah, so I think that's what really helps people out is knowing, hey, you got to know what it looks like, and then once you see that happen, you know that bullish breakouts are about to happen.
Yes.
Like, do we ever see it happen? Do we ever see the cup and handle formation before a bear market?
So the thing that you guys have to understand about technical analysis is that technical analysis is not going to be right 100% of the time. In the same way, if I meet someone and I say, wow, I've seen... I don't like that person. I've seen someone with that personality trait before. You don't consciously think about this. It just happens. You meet someone, you get kind of skeeved out. The reason you're getting skeeved out is because you've seen someone that has that similar personality trait before. That doesn't mean that they're going to act the exact same way as the other person that you have a bad history with. It just means they're similar. So we do see sometimes that cup and handle formations are going to break to the downside. We do see sometimes that bullish formations are going to lead to a bearish breakout. I need you guys to understand something very important and get this. This is so important. We have an entire video in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy on this called A Game of Statistics and Probabilities. Technical analysis is not always going to be right. It's just not. In the same way, a weatherman is not always going to be right about what the weather is going to do, but we still watch the Weather Channel, don't we? We go into it knowing that it's not going to be right 100% of the time, but it's going to be right more often than it's wrong. And when you approach the market like that, not looking for perfect, not looking for this is what's going to happen with 100% certainty, I am clairvoyant, I can see the future with absolute certainty. When you move into the market with that mentality of a little bit of humility, and you realize that if we ascribe percentages to it, that things become much more useful, that's where you become successful. Cup and handle formations, normally about 70% of the time, will break to the upside. Can they break down? Absolutely. I can point to examples on the chart where it's happened, but I can point to more examples on the chart where it's broken north. If it was a 50-50 split, it'd be a useless pattern, but more often than not, it's going to break north. That's why we factor in a ton of different technical analysis, a ton of different chart formations, so that we have a very strong understanding, okay, this pattern normally breaks bullish, this pattern normally breaks bullish, this pattern normally breaks up, this pattern normally breaks up. There's 17 patterns here, and they all say we're supposed to break up because that's what happened last time. That increases the likelihood that we're about to break to the upside. That's why we do technical analysis on a ton of different technical indicators. That's why it is so important to understand technical analysis so that you can ascribe percentages to the movements that you're making.
Yeah, that's really good. That's like super good. And again, if you guys missed it earlier, we were talking about it's the same kind of concept as going to Vegas to play blackjack. Yep. Just because you can count the cards, that you still are counting probabilities. You could be wrong. You're just going to be right more often than everybody else.
Someone said increasing your batting average, and that's a great example.
Yeah,
great example. Increasing your batting average. I mean, Babe Ruth missed shots. Babe Ruth completely whiffed shots. You know how many times, like Tim, you're the sports guy here, you can probably find a better analogy than I can. How many times did Michael Jordan miss a game-winning shot?
I mean, you go through any sport. So Babe Ruth,
still the GOAT, though.
Babe Ruth was the home run leader. He was also the strikeout leader.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds was the home run leader, strikeout leader. You can go to football. Brett Favre constantly threw the most touchdowns and constantly led the league in interceptions. He throws it out a lot, and he won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So
I'll give an example from basketball. James Harden averages, like, he'll average stupid high numbers. He also, like, averages the most turnovers. So it's like, you know, when the guy has the ball that many times, it's like just gonna happen that he's gonna fail, you know?
I would much rather be the trader that makes 60 out of 100 trades right than makes 1 out of 1 trades right. Because you don't know whether or not that one trade was luck if you've made one trade. If you want to be a trader and investor, don't get so caught up on whether or not one call was right, whether or not one trade was right, whether or not one investment was right. This is the concept of diversification. Instead of diversifying across 100 stocks or 100 cryptocurrencies, Diversify sideways across 100 trades and see what your batting average is. How well do you do at the plate? Are you batting 600? Are you batting 700? What is your average like? So that's a great analogy, really good way of tying it back into sports.
Another question we have from chat, and this was asked a long time ago, so if we weren't ignoring this, I actually thought this was a very good question. So obviously we saw Bitcoin spike very, very highly during January and February. Ridiculously highly.
Yep.
Someone asked what we should think about the fact that Bitcoin is, even though it's still growing, it's not. Should we be concerned that it's not growing at that same rate, or is that not to be concerned about? How do you view that in terms of we had a massive spike, it slowed down, and now we're doing it more slowly?
It's a great question, guys. The question is, should we be concerned about Bitcoin not growing at the same rate that it was growing at the end of last year, specifically in January? I think a lot of people have joined the cryptocurrency space in the last 6 months. Give us a 1 in chat if you've been in the space for less than 6 months, because back in September, Bitcoin was trading at $9,000, and then very quickly, over the course of 4 months, we rallied 330% to $40,000. So the question is, if Bitcoin was in this huge rally here and in this huge rally here, should we be concerned about this little rally here? No. The answer is absolutely unequivocally no. This is an issue of perspective that many people struggle with. Right now, Bitcoin is, well, actually not right now. The last 7 days, Bitcoin has been in a very strong uptrend. The last 14 days, we've seen a pretty big downtrend. Should we be concerned about that? The answer is definitely no. Let me put it like this. We have a perspective issue. We just saw Bitcoin rally 1,100% in a year. You would see the same return in 20 years in the stock market. The stock market averages, adjusted for inflation, 6.5% to 7% a year if you invest in a broad index fund. You're not going to find that in Bitcoin. You're going to find 100 times that amount of growth, or 50% downtrend, one or the other. You get one of the two. When we see Bitcoin going into massive rallies and we're like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin isn't going into as big of a rally now, should we be concerned? No. We shouldn't be concerned that Bitcoin isn't in as big of a rally. The problem is that rally, not a problem, it's a great thing, but that rally that we're comparing it to is huge. It's the same way, let's say you're going to go into the gym and you've been working out for a week, and then you compare yourself to some guy who's been going to that gym, working out and pumping iron for 10 years, and you're saying, wow, I'm not him yet, so I'm just going to quit. It's the same way. We have a little rally right now, which, by the way, a 25% rally in a week is not a little rally. We're in a strong rally right now. There's a lot of money to be made trading here. You don't see this in the stock market. That's the allure of cryptocurrency, are the large returns. Don't go comparing yourself to the guy that's jacked and has been doing it for 10 years. In the same way, I, as a business owner, don't compare myself to people that have been in business for 30 years. I've been in business for a couple of years. I compare myself to people that are at my level, and more importantly, I compare myself to who I was yesterday. On the same note, don't compare this current Bitcoin market and say, oh my gosh, it's small compared to this market and this rally that we saw 2 months ago. Are we unhealthy? No, don't think about it like that. Think about, are the technicals and are the fundamentals strong right now? That's what's important. Just because we might be rallying a little bit less than we saw in December or in early February does not mean anything's wrong. It just means those were gigantic rallies, so don't get caught up in the comparison game. It will destroy you. What other questions do we have? I think we're going to do a couple of more and then we're going to wrap it out.
Yeah, so there's two things I actually want to say. So we've had a lot of people asking things like, how do you learn this technical analysis? Because this is truly the secret. How do you learn?
Yep.
And I literally just commented to somebody, I think it's Alex. He was asking, where did you learn? What are your resources? We actually talked about this a couple streams back, and the details being that, literally, for you, those who don't know, Jeb talked about this a couple times, but Jeb has been studying technical analysis since 16 years old?
16, actually.
16 years old. So
16.
He literally spent years, and in those years, he spent thousands. It's literally uncountable the amount of hours he spent researching. And it wasn't just one place. He literally went from place to place to place to place, learning anything he ever could, which is the mentality we want you guys to have. We don't want you guys to just listen to this stream or just listen to Crypto Jeb's videos and then make all of your decisions based off that. We want you to go and hear a lot. But here is the thing we can tell you with confidence. CT2A, the course that we offer, is built off of those thousands and thousands and thousands of hours that Jeb did research at a lot of different things. So you are very capable. It is very doable to go out and learn from scratch how to break down this technical analysis. But, and this is just a little wink to our Instagram page, you will see how terrible you can be at technical analysis when you don't have resources. Because I just did a technical analysis breakdown that's going to be posted today on XRP because you guys asked for that. Of which I do a horrible job, and I have no experience, no research whatsoever. I'm learning the fundamentals, and I'm learning the tidbits of a technical analysis. But if I didn't, I'm about to go through CT2A with you guys. If you guys are going through it, I'm about to go through it. It would take me years and hours that I do not have to learn what Jeb has already learned. So this is not tooting our own horn or just trying to make a sale. This is actually saying, why was that course created? It wasn't just created to make money. It was created because Jeb said, that was a long freaking time to learn all of this, and I don't want other people to go through that same pain. And that's why we're constantly updating it, and we're constantly improving it, and we're going to come out with new courses, not just to make money. This is a business to make money, but we want to help you guys, and then in turn make that money so that we can help the world actually become a better place.
Yeah, and guys, I want to be very clear about something. There are 8,760 hours in a year. When I say I've spent a couple thousand hours and more learning cryptocurrency, I'm not lying. I'm dead serious. I'm talking hours a day for years. I've been working and learning for years. Let's very simply say it was 2,000 hours of education. You know what 1,900 hours of that probably was? It was probably me trying to figure out what question I should ask. There is a saying that I would much rather be the person that has all the questions than has all the answers. The reason is, what makes a good scientist? A good scientist is someone who is curious. A good scientist is someone who asks questions. What makes a good musician? A good musician is somebody who asks, how can I make a better song? How can I learn more about my craft? How can I incorporate this instrument into my craft? How can I incorporate this mindset and this style into my songs? What makes a good business owner? A good business owner is someone who takes initiative and who is growth oriented. You know, the commonality behind all of those is curiosity. The musician, the business owner, and the researcher, they are all curious about how can I be better. That's what I had. That is the one thing that got me to where I am in my understanding of technical analysis, is I was just so hungry and curious and driven to figure out, how much can I learn about this? How much can I master this? How much can I improve on this? I was growth oriented to a fault, perhaps. The issue is, most people don't have the kind of time that I did when I'd sit around and not do anything all day for a couple of years. Most people have 40-hour jobs. Most people have families. You guys might not have thousands of hours, and that's understandable. The reason that we made the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy, which, by the way, I think the coupon code SMETHETREE is still active. That's for $75 off at checkout. The reason we made that course is because, based on my experience of having to teach it all to myself, which took a very long time, I want to condense that down into 12 hours of video, which is what CT2A is. Drop a 1 in chat if you've gone through the academy. Everything that I struggle with, I am our audience. I am you. I'm just a couple of years ahead of you. If you want to learn how to make a ton of money trading and investing in cryptocurrency markets so that you can go and do whatever you want with that money and go and fulfill your dreams of being financially free and rich, if that's what you want, you got to invest in your own education. That is why we created CT2A, is because I saw a need that was not filled. When I joined the cryptocurrency space, I would have bought that in a heartbeat, knowing what I know now, because I would have preferred to spend 2,000 hours doing just about anything else. Let me give you one final analogy, and then we're going to continue on with questions. If I spent 2,000 hours working a $10 an hour job, that's 20,000 hours of my time working close to minimum wage. So I traded $20,000 an hour, $20,000 of my time to learn cryptocurrency. CT2A with the coupon code runs for $274. People ask, why should I join a course? Why can't I just learn it on my own? That's why, because your time is money and it is valuable. I am giving you your time back through CT2A, and that, at the end of the day, is why we created it. If you're interested, the link's in the description box down below. Yes, Tim?
All right, so before we close out the stream, and this is not saying we're literally about to, I'm saying one of the things we want to do, I actually, Jeb, think it would be a great example to help people see that blank-to-bank analysis. I know we did that with the technicals, but especially for people just joining in, we've had a lot of people interested, how do they get signed up with CT2A?
Yep.
What exactly does CT2A establish? I've also seen a lot of people commenting, asking to break down Theta Coin, which I looked it up, and the reason, I don't know a whole lot about Theta, but I do know that it has grown 63% this week.
Really?
So, that being said, I think would be super phenomenal is for you to show what it looks like to break down technical analysis. For those, you guys doing new coins you've never seen before, to know if you should invest or not invest, these are the things that Jeb does to know more about the coin as he goes, and he has no idea what's happening, but he looks at the technicals and then he makes an informed decision after also learning the fundamentals. So why don't we do that?
Absolutely, yeah, guys. So drop a 1 in chat if you're excited for some Theta technical analysis. We're going to go ahead and jump on over to the coin market cap. I'm going to give you some background information on this cryptocurrency, and then I will walk you through something that we call blank-to-bank technical analysis on Theta. That is how we take a completely blank chart, and I show you everything you need to know on how to do technical analysis. This is what we teach in CT2A, so if you want a snapshot of what it looks like after you understand these things, stay tuned. That's what we're going to do. Theta Coin is up 29% today, trading at $7.50. As you can see here, the last several months have been ridiculously bullish for Theta. Back in September of last year, it was trading at 50 cents. It's currently trading at over $7. Someone said it's up, I think you said 65% this week. That's absolutely ridiculous. We're going to jump on over to the chart really quickly, and I just want to be very clear. I have not done Theta Coin technical analysis in over a year. I think I've done analysis on this project before, but to be quite honest with you, I don't even know. So this is completely fresh. I have not pre-analyzed this market. I have not prepared for this segment. This is what we call blank-to-bank TA. I'm going to show you how to take a completely blank chart and move all the way through analyzing it. So let's go ahead and do that. The very first thing that we want to do is check that the camera's right. Camera's right. Good deal. Okay. The very first thing we want to do is we want to find our support and resistance levels. In CT2A, there's a concept called mass psychology, and one thing that I see is that we're very close to a number called $7.50. $7.50 is 3/4 of the way between $0 and $10. That means that a lot of people are going to have sell orders there. A lot of people are going to want to sell their cryptocurrency there. So that is naturally going to be a resistance level that Theta is going to need to break through. We're sitting at $7.16 right now. So it makes sense that is going to be our next major level of resistance. Finding our levels of support, I see one right here in between, let's see, $2.52, which I'm actually going to click this and set that to $2.50 because that is what we talked about just a second ago. People like those even numbers. This is a perfect example of this. I didn't even know this when I said this a second ago. When we talk about mass psychology, look, right here, $2.50, that's where we touched. There's some proof in the pudding about that mass psychology concept I just said. It's right there. There's an entire video in CT2A called Mass Psychology. You can check that out at the link in the description. I'm also going to look for other support levels. I'm going to change this to blue first, though, for support. It's very good idea to have your chart color-coded so that you can quickly understand things. I'm colorblind, so I use red and blue. They're very different colors. We can also find that there's a level of support sitting right here at $2.64. What that does is it puts two levels of support very close to each other. That means that there's a zone of support right here that should Theta need to pull back this far, would be able to find support at. The next thing we have to point out here is that Theta Coin has been on a very strong rally ever since about the 28th of February. The rest of the cryptocurrency market has been rallying quite a lot, but Theta Coin has outpaced them. We're up 161% in the last 11 days. Shout out to Theta and anybody in it. That is absolutely incredible. We need to take a look here and see that Theta Coin has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green days in a row. That is a very good sign. It means that Theta Coin is very bullish. However, when we've rallied this far, I haven't even opened it yet, but watch, I guarantee you RSI is going to be sitting above 80. Look at that. RSI sitting at 85. When you understand the way that RSI works and other cryptocurrency indicators work, you know what they're going to say before they even say it. By the way, when you get to the point that I am, where I've been doing technical analysis every day for 4 years, you can kind of look at the chart and you just kind of know what it's going to do. All of this technical analysis is something that I'm doing to actually help you guys. I probably wouldn't even go through all these steps if I were just doing it on my own. I knew RSI was going to be very high because we've rallied very far. That's important information because when this market has just moved so far to the upside, what does that mean? It means a lot of people are in profit right now. It means a lot of people are going to want to sell and take their profit and walk and go find something else to invest in. That could mean that Theta Coin is going to reject heavily at $7.50. We will keep that in mind. That's the concept of RSI. Obviously, guys, MACD is going to be incredibly bullish right now. We're in a giant uptrend. Right now, MACD isn't even very valuable, right? Because Theta Coin is just in such a huge rally that we know it's going to be bullish. If it starts to reverse on itself, we're going to see that show up in the chart. Nothing crazy there. Looking at volume, I bet our volume's high. It is. You can see the 20 moving average going through volume is very high right now. This volume has been climbing over the last 6 days. Remember, one of the things we talk about, rallies are driven by volume, volatility, and retail investor interest. There seems to be a lot of retail interest in this. The retail interest are the people watching the stream, basically. You guys seem to be very interested in Theta Coin. That's going to help drive its rally because it means more people hear about it, more people want to join in the hype, and they want to join in that rally. That's very high. The volatility is obviously very high. Looking at the Bollinger Bands, something else we talk about in CT2A. Notice how they're expanding and widening right here. It means the volatility is very high. That's a very good, strong, bullish sign that Theta Coin is moving to the upside and going to continue. We also see that volume's high. So all three of those are great. Looking at the EMA, we pulled back and bounced off the 20 daily EMA. That's fantastic. Guys, I want to back up for a second because another part of technical analysis is knowing when something has gone on too long. Let me be very clear with you guys. Theta Coin might be the best project since sliced bread. It might be the greatest cryptocurrency that has ever existed. It might be literally the entire economy of the planet in a year. I don't know. I don't know anything about the fundamentals of Theta Coin. That's not the point. The point, however, is that from a technical standpoint, I can look at Theta Coin and say it just rallied 161% in the last 11 days. Unless something incredible is happening on the fundamentals, like Theta Coin just got adopted by the Federal Reserve and it's going to take over the US dollar, unless something like that just happened, it needs a correction. It is most likely, again, we don't talk in certainties here in technical analysis, we talk in probabilities. Most likely, Theta Coin will reject at $7.50 and reset. Why? Because it's overextended on the Bollinger Bands, the RSI is too high, the MACD is too high, it's rallied for 6 days straight, it's up 161% in 11 days. That is the power of technical analysis. If we come back in 3 days and we see Theta has corrected, I can say right now with probably about a 70% certainty Theta Coin is going to retrace, it's going to pull back. If we come back and we look at it, there's a 70% chance that's going to happen. What does that do? That opens up the ability for you to make a trade on Theta Coin. It's called a short trade. This is why technical analysis is so important, because technical analysis will inform your trades. Fundamental analysis will inform your investments. We're not talking about investing in Theta. We're talking about trading Theta. The technicals say that it's been in a giant rally. It needs to correct, so look for a short entry. Great question, guys. Hopefully that helps you understand technical analysis and the value therein.
All right, well, I think that's pretty much the information we have for today. Before we close out our stream, we're going to finish with what we've been doing recently, everyone's favorite. We are going to go ahead and choose a coin, and we need your guys' help knowing what coin to choose. We're going to choose a coin to make our predictions on for tomorrow.
Top 10 only.
Smay will not be able to join us tomorrow. He is going out of town, but we will potentially have Not High Zach in the office.
Zach's going to be gone too.
Oh, that's Zach. Zach's gone. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like it's just you and me.
It's just you and me tomorrow.
Oh,
How about
man.
that? We're
I'll still put in my prediction so we find out if I'm right or not, though.
This is
true.
true.
We can do that.
Yeah. I also
Smay can still win.
I want to show my friends here something real quick.
Okay.
I'm so excited. I'm going to Disney, guys. I'm going to Disney. I want to show you something. I have my Apple Watch. I set it up to where it looks like Mickey Mouse if I do
my
this.
gosh.
Oh my
Look at that.
gosh.
It's
That's
Mickey
awesome.
Mouse.
That's awesome. That's really cool. How about that?
Yeah.
Guys, drop a like for Mickey Mouse. That's awesome. What cryptocurrency should we do a prediction on? What cryptocurrency should we do a prediction on?
Oh my gosh. I see a lot of BAT right off the top.
Basic attention token?
That's what a lot of people are saying.
BAT? Why BAT? Let me
Unless
see.
it's the same person. I mean, it might be the same person just saying it over again. I think it actually is.
No. He tried. Come on
Good
now.
attempt, though. That was a good attempt.
It was an attempt. Oh, it is the same guy. Tom Bench. That's a League of Legends reference, my friend. You
Yeah.
can't unhinge the bench.
Oh.
The kench. The kench. You can't unbench the kench. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. Tom Kench.
Yeah, so the other one I've seen a lot, and I know we hadn't done this one yet. So you guys, if you guys haven't seen it yet, we've made predictions on Cardano. We've made predictions on Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is now all tied up. The three of us are all tied. We can, if you guys were watching earlier, we can debate the honesty and integrity of Jeb's win. But you know what? We're going
Salt.
to give it to him. We're going to give him the win.
Salt.
But moving forward, I think let's do DOT. Let's do DOT. I
Okay,
know
let's
a
do
lot of
polka
people
dot.
want Engine, so we'll keep Engine in the future. But for today, I think we're going to do DOT. So let me look real quickly at what DOT is at the moment. We are sitting today, after taking a 6% drop today, we're sitting at $36.34. So that is our starting point.
Indeed.
So this is what we're going to do. Do you guys have pen and paper?
Nope.
Oh my gosh. We will set this up for another time. I need integrity fully right now. I'm going to write mine down to practice my integrity.
I will write it on my phone.
We're all going to write it down before so we don't have this integral problem where Jeb just literally goes $1.
Well, we're playing the prices
beneath.
right here, basically. There's nothing wrong with that. I stand by my statement.
At
that there's
this
nothing
level, if
wrong.
you go $1 beneath, that's probably not too big of a deal because we're talking about $36.
That's
When
true.
we're talking about literally $1,800, $1 is
He's salty.
very unintegral.
He's upset.
Listen, the thing is, we have our voices. And Tim, if you are Team Tim, which I'm hoping you guys are, Team Tim is the voice of the people.
Team Tim is the voice
does what
of
the people want.
Team Tim is the voice of giving you what you want. It's
And
true.
you can see Team Jeb wants to be the voice of truth, wants to be the voice of integrity, and yet we need to see you bounce back to claim that voice.
Really?
Okay? I know people love you.
Is
I
that
know
so?
you, but don't lower your morality now when it comes to just to win a battle. I want you, Jeb, to be the voice of if you think it's truth, then win without having to take dirty tactics.
Tim is salty because I won. That's all it is.
Here's the thing. I want everyone to write theirs down.
I don't have a pen and paper, so I'm gonna go first. Okay.
Well, hold on. I haven't written mine down yet. I was going on my rant.
I got mine. I'm ready. I'm waiting on y'all.
And
Crypto war.
all right, I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
So
I'm
go ahead,
ready.
Smay. Go ahead and tell us
Okay.
what yours is.
Well, first of all, can somebody tell me what it's at right now?
36,
37,
34. Wait, how do you have yours already if you don't?
36.29.
36.29. It's gonna be 36 tomorrow.
36.
It's gonna be 36.
This is all. By the way, this is 9:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
Yep.
36.
36.
What's your prediction?
Mine is 40.
Mine is
40.
37.50.
That's right.
37.50.
Let us know in chat what team are you. So I'm gonna. You said 37.50.
37.50.
37.50.
Team
So,
Tim, Team Jim.
Team Smay is at 36. We see some pessimism coming from our producer. He doesn't believe in Dot, I guess.
Yep.
I love that. I love that.
Jeb is coming in at 37.50, which pretty much means he thinks that it'll bounce a little bit, but he doesn't have too much faith. But I know that the people really believe in this product are saying it's going to get to $40. If you agree with me, put in the comments Team Tim. If you disagree, you can put one of the other guys. But just know, if you want your voice heard, you're gonna find it on Team Tim.
I like that idea. Team Trees. We should change your name to Team Trees. Well, Tim, you get that reference. I don't think you get that reference, though, do you?
Team Trees. Well, okay, maybe there's a different
From
reference.
Mr. Beast.
You
get that, right?
Yeah.
I thought we were just going off
Trees.
of Smee the Tree.
Well, yes, we are, but Smee the Tree is also Team Trees was the charity thing that Mr. Beast did. Shout out to Mr. Beast and having 1 trillion subscribers.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Yep.
what you got, Tim?
Just chime in tomorrow if you hear those results, and we'll also break down more technical analysis, break down more coins. I know some people were asking for AVAX today. I'm gonna be we'll look at that and we'll decide if we're gonna talk about AVAX tomorrow at all. It won't be our main discussion, but we'll let you guys know. Let us know in chat. You guys, we are looking at every single comment. We are listening to what you guys want. So let us know what you guys want, and we will take into consideration. So that's all I got. Jeb, you can go ahead and close this out.
All right, guys. Well, that is going to wrap it out for today's live stream. We started out this stream by doing 2-minute technicals on the top 5 altcoins outside of Bitcoin. We talked about Ethereum. We talked about Binance. We talked about Cardano. And we talked about Polkadot. We just made a prediction on where we believe that Polkadot is going to go. Smay, my friend, I believe, thought it is going to go to 36.
36.
I believe it's going to go to 37.50. And Tim thinks it's going to go to $40 because Tim is a liar. And he doesn't
Because
know
he
what he's
loves the
talking
people.
about.
He loves the people.
He's
He
a
wants you to have money. He
No.
wants you to have money. That's what it
Tim's
is.
a fraud and a fake and a sham. I'm just gonna say.
That's not integral.
That it's true, and it's integrity is true. So he is a sham. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's live stream, consider hitting that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. I know we're being goofy here, but we're having fun. I hope you are too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're about to hit 100K subs, and I want you to join us on that journey. Drop a 1 in chat if you're excited about where Bitcoin is going over the next couple of days. Before we go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.